April 3rd, 2024. A conference room in downtown San Francisco. 12 executives from one of the world's largest cybersecurity firms are sitting around the polished table. Their company just spent $847 million upgrading their threat detection systems, state-of-the-art AI, military-grade encryption. Then someone's phone buzzes. Then another. Within seconds, every phone in the room is lighting up. Their company's internal Slack channels are going haywire. Someone has breached their systems. Not just breached, they've taken complete control. Customer data, source code, employee records, everything. The attackers leave a message in their admin panel. Thanks for the practice run. LAPSUS. The executives look at each other in disbelief. How? Who? It will take them weeks to fully understand what happened. And when they finally trace the attack back to its source, they'll discover something even more unsettling. The person who just embarrassed their billion-dollar security infrastructure is a 16-year-old kid sitting in a bedroom in Oxford, England. He's probably eating cereal right now. This is Aryan Kurtaj, and he's just one member of the most brazen teenage hacking group the world has ever seen. They didn't just break into one company. They hit Microsoft, they hit Nvidia, they hit Uber, they hit Rockstar Games, and leaked footage of Grand Theft Auto 6 a year before its release. And they did it all while most of their members were still in high school. This is a story of LAPSUS, a group of teenagers who proved that the most expensive security systems in the world are only as strong as the humans behind them.
2020. Lockdown. Schools closed. Most teenagers are scrolling TikTok and gaming, but some are in Discord servers, Telegram channels, private forums, learning social engineering from each other. Social engineering isn't breaking code, it's breaking people, manipulating someone into giving you access they shouldn't. And for clever, confident teenagers with no fear of consequences, it's irresistible. This is White, 17 years old, somewhere in the UK. He doesn't write exploits or find vulnerabilities. Too slow, too boring. White talks his way into anything. He studies companies obsessively, org charts, internal tools, LinkedIn profiles, tweets. He learns their language, their systems, the names they drop. Then he calls them. Here's how. White targets a company Slack, finds someone in IT or HR, calls the main line. Hey, this is Jake from the London office. My Slack's broken. 2FA isn't sending codes. Can you reset it? I've got a meeting in 5 minutes. They ask for an employee ID. White has it. From a LinkedIn post about Jake's work anniversary. JH4739. I'm really in a bind here. They reset it. White is in. Not through firewalls or exploits, through trust. Once inside one account, he moves laterally, resets passwords, accesses drives, finds API keys, tokens, cookies, impersonates administrators. Within hours, he controls systems worth millions to protect. White starts small. Tech companies, gaming studios, telecoms. Practicing, refining. 2021. Who operates under the name Breachbase. Breachbase is different from White. Where White talks his way in, Breachbase is more technical. He understands systems architecture. He knows how to pivot from one compromised account to another. He's methodical. The two start collaborating. Then they bring in others. One goes by Okla Ak. Another calls himself Amtrak. And then there's the wild card, a kid from Oxford named Aryan Kurtaj. Online, he's known as White and Breachbase, or sometimes just A. Kurtaj is 16 years old. He has autism. He's brilliant with computers, but struggles with social interactions. He doesn't go to school much. He spends most of his time online, in forums, learning, experimenting. He's also completely fearless. While other hackers try to stay anonymous, Kurtaj is reckless. He brags. He taunts companies publicly. He doesn't seem to understand or care that actions have consequences. Together, they form LAPSUS. The name is a reference to a lapse in security. It's playful, almost mocking, and that tone will define everything they do. They're not trying to be some shadowy, anonymous-style collective. They're teenagers with God-tier access and zero impulse control. They announce their attacks on Telegram. They leak data publicly. They take polls asking their followers which company to hit next. It's chaos, and it works. December 2021, LAPSUS hits their first major target, Brazil's Ministry of Health. They delete massive amounts of data related to COVID-19 vaccination records. It's not about money. It's about proving they can do it. The Brazilian government scrambles to recover the data. LAPSUS laughs about it on Telegram. Then they go quiet for a few weeks. February 2022, they come back stronger. They breach NVIDIA, one of the largest tech companies in the world. NVIDIA makes graphics cards, AI chips, software used in everything from gaming to autonomous vehicles. Their security is supposed to be top tier. LAPSUS gets in anyway. They steal over 1 terabyte of data, source code, employee credentials, proprietary information about unreleased products. They dump it all online. But here's the twist. NVIDIA tries to hack them back. NVIDIA's security team tracks LAPSUS and attempts to deploy ransomware on their systems. It's unprecedented, a corporation trying to cyber attack the hackers. It doesn't work. LAPSUS just laughs it off and leaks even more data. Next up is Samsung. March 2022. LAPSUS breaches Samsung and steals 190 gigabytes of source code. They release it publicly. No ransom demand, no negotiation, just pure chaos. The tech world is starting to panic. If LAPSUS can hit NVIDIA and Samsung, no one is safe. Then they go after Microsoft. Microsoft, one of the biggest, most secure tech companies on earth. LAPSUS doesn't just breach them, they gain access to Bing, Cortana, and internal Azure DevOps projects. They leak screenshots proving they're inside. Microsoft confirms the breach. The company's stock dips, and LAPSUS is just getting started. September 2022. A new member joins LAPSUS. He's 18 years old, from Florida, and online he goes by Teapot. Determined to prove himself, he picks a target, Uber. He begins by spamming Uber employees with multi-factor authentication requests. Dozens of them, flooding their phones with notifications. Most ignore it, but one doesn't. Teapot follows up by pretending to be Uber IT support, messaging, "Sorry about the MFA spam, we're having system issues. Can you approve one so we can push a fix?" The employee approves it, and Teapot is in. From there, he escalates access, discovers internal admin tools, reaches Uber's Slack, AWS infrastructure, and code repositories, and suddenly he has everything. Being a teenager with no filter, he announces it in Uber's company-wide Slack. "I announce I am a hacker and Uber has suffered a data breach," attaching screenshots and internal documents. At first, employees think it's a joke, then realize it isn't, as the company shuts systems down, calls the FBI, and launches an investigation, while Teapot sits in his Florida bedroom, grinning. At this point, investigators have had enough. The UK's National Crime Agency, the FBI, and Europol coordinate. They've been tracking LAPSUS for months and know exactly who the teens are. In September 2022, Kurtaj is arrested again in Oxford. A 17-year-old from London is detained. A teen in Brazil is arrested for involvement in the Ministry of Health hack, and Teapot is arrested weeks later in Florida. LAPSUS begins to collapse, but the damage is immense. These teenagers have breached some of the world's largest companies, stolen terabytes of data, and embarrassed entire cybersecurity teams. By August 2024, Kurtaj stands trial in London. Prosecutors present evidence of the GTA 6 leak and other hacks. His defense argues that he has autism and doesn't understand the consequences, and psychiatrists testify that he's obsessed with hacking and unwilling to stop. The jury finds him guilty, and he's sent to a secure hospital indefinitely because he continues expressing intent to hack even in custody. His unnamed 18-year-old co-defendant receives an 18-month youth rehabilitation order.
Teapot awaits trial in the U.S., facing multiple felonies. Other members of LAPSUS remain unidentified, having disappeared or adopted new aliases.